we'll just have to make do.
Yeah, and that's kind of where me and Michael were. Obviously, our first preference was maroon and gold, but I don't think it's going to work out.
Okay.
And if it doesn't look good, we'll come up with something else, so to speak.
And Emily, did the students get the correct password, or did we send them the information for the password, or will they have problems getting in also?
Megan, when you sent that out, you sent the email out that I forwarded to you? Megan?
Yeah, I had copied and pasted it, but I don't even see the password on the email. I don't know if I'm just slow.
I tell you what, I'm gonna email it to you real quick, and then you can put something in the Wingspan.
Okay.
And while everybody is here, I'll just kind of tell you that one of the first slides will have just the chat topics, and that's what you guys we'll be doing the introductions, of course, and then just talking about navigating Warhawk student life in the midst of COVID-19. So the information that you have on your slides, of course, and then just if they have any questions, we'll talk about them returning to campus. So that's kind of where we are with that. That's it.
Will the slides come up? Will we be able to see the slides?
Yes, Emily will have those up for us. She's going to navigate for us. And if you need her to go to a link, you just need to ask her to click on the link for you, and she will do that. She's going to be our techie person today. And then she'll start teaching everybody else how to do this, and we'll all start taking turns. Emily, are your other staff members, are they coming on with Campus Activities Board and SGA, any of those?
I know Chris is, they're in the middle of their preferencing right now with the sorority. I know Joel's down there. I can get him to come jump on, and Olivia's with Gamma Chi as well, doing recruitment. Okay. And then Megan's on here. She can speak about RSOs and guidelines and things like that. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
I think everybody's slide looks really nice, so I'm excited about that. Great job, everybody. And if no one comes on right away, Emily, we'll go ahead and get started, because I know that everybody's on kind of like a nice little timeline here today. So we can get started. Probably we'll give everybody probably maybe, let's just say 1 minute or so, and then we'll keep going. Uh-oh. See who's in the waiting room? Okay, Dr. Lidoff is in the waiting room. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. I think everybody is here. Did Karen just link off? Let's see, Karen Foster?
We may have lost her.
Okay. She's not for a bit down. So what we'll do is go ahead and get started, and hopefully she'll link back in. So you'll just watch that. So you can go ahead and bring the PowerPoint up now. And I just want to say welcome to everyone to the to our session on today, just talking about and having a chat with everyone dealing with Unlimited Lenses Magnifying Warhawk Student Life. Of course, this is the Student Affairs Division, and our division is unique because we have a lot of different components here, all the way from our University Police to our Chief Diversity Officer and our Environmental Analysis Lab. Those are things that are very unique to us in some instances, but then we also have all of those things that will be most especially helpful to our students, to include recreational services, our counseling center, student life and leadership, residence life and housing, auxiliary services with housing, food service, and other areas such as our WITS office, and then we have our Dean of Students, Career Center, and our Event Services group. So today we're just going to have a little chat about navigating uh, student life in the midst of COVID-19 and what it looks like when students get ready to come back to campus here at the university. So our first person that will be talking to us on today will be our Chief Diversity Officer, and that's Ms. LaShawn Smith. And LaShawn will share with us just some key points about what diversity looks like on our campus, what some of the things that we have done, and some of the things that will be forthcoming. Thank you for joining us on today, LaShawn. You may start.
Hey everyone, it's good to see your faces and once again via Zoom. Not only am I interim chief diversity officer, but I am also the assistant director in the career center. So I may jump on with Kristen during her time as well. But the purpose of having a CDO on campus and really a diversity inclusion office on campus is understanding the importance of campus cultures that lead to healthy relationships and good learning work environments as well for our faculty and staff. This is something that Dr. Jim Henderson has really been pushing forward with the UL system. And the whole intent is to have continuous efforts to create an inclusive climate for everyone, addressing the challenges and issues that we do have from our history and being intentional about building, you know, good relationships with our faculty and staff as well as with our students. So with that, right now, being interim, the goals are going to be to recruit. We know that if we want to have a diverse campus, we also need to be looking at who is working on our campus and being a representation for our students. So that's going to be with HR, different departments, looking at different candidate pools and where we're posting the jobs for our campus. We want to be able to recruit a diverse climate. Respond, that's more so talking about faculty learning and development, really having good, intentional trainings from what I know I've seen. Some of you have probably seen just some of the forced trainings maybe some people may not identify with or wanting to be there. So finding different ways for faculty to be able to include those type of trainings within their curriculum, staff having trainings, learning about different cultures, how can we be involved on campus to recognize our faculty and staff and our students. Then obviously we want to retain. We have students that leave, we have staff members that leave because we know the month of June was very crazy on our campus with some issues that we had, and that is why people leave. People are afraid to come forward. It's not just faculty and staff, but it's also students are afraid to come forward because what they've seen in the past, and we can't go forward if we don't address the problems that we have. It's not just our campus, it's worldwide, and I really want to be intentional about that. So the progress that we've made so far, Dr. Ledoff had tasked me with creating a community perception survey, which I hope that a lot of you were able to do. If you never, if you weren't able to get that completed, I'm more than happy to resend that out. We did have more undergrad fill the survey out, and Dr. Lidoff, I'll need to get with him at some point to just provide that information on what we're seeing with the trends. The diversity task force, several people have broken that down to kind of go over the results so we can kind of come up with an analysis for that. We've done the forum and the Unity Walk and recently a breakfast. We need to be able to provide a safe space for faculty and staff and students to be able to hear everyone's voice, express our concerns and what we're seeing, what we would like to see to have a better campus. I really do think that ULM is a great campus. It's a beautiful campus with beautiful people, but we have work to do. And I think there's so much that can be done. So those are the things that we're doing so far. I know it seems like surface, events, but again, I'm all about building intentional relationships with people. And so it's going to take a lot of work going forward. So with that, in the Career Center, we always talk about having a university-wide culture with what we're training our students on when it comes to career development. I think that's the same thing that we need to be thinking about when we're talking about diversity and inclusion. Educating one another, listening to our students. You know, I'm not that much older than our students, but they have, you know, they have different language, different ideas and things that, you know, I maybe didn't think about when just years ago when I was an undergrad. So, and having that understanding and how we can be better in putting those teachings within our classroom as well. Obviously the big goal, and Dr. Fields is working on this as well, and when we get a new president, is to have a dedicated space for an office of diversity and inclusion. I would love to see a multicultural center on campus. Some diversity offices are called multicultural center on their campus, or diversity and equity center. So obviously, I really think we need to be looking at getting a campus climate survey done, and then looking at what's right for ULM. And then obviously that would be up to administration to kind of decide, you know, how is that office defined, what that name should be. But I just put a few examples, you know, just to get that idea. We did start a diversity and inclusion task force with a lot of great people from different areas on campus. There's still a lot of work to be done with that. I'm learning a lot about that as well. And what I would really, really like to see when we're talking about our student voices, you know, there's been a lot about what about faculty and staff? What do we need to do about us in our training? Our campus is not just about us, it's about our students as well. And they need to be involved as much as possible. So having a student subcommittee for them to be a part of that.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker that we will have is our Dean of Students, Ms. Pamela Jackson, and she is responsible for working with our students in the event that they need some assistance with just having knowledge of what's inside of our student handbook. And should there be some mishap that should happen on campus where they would have to go through and use the student handbook, then she is there to work with them to make sure that their experience is a great one. So Pamela, do you mind sharing with us about your area?
Certainly. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Great. Again, my name is Pamela Jackson. I'm the Dean of Students, and I work in the Office of Student Services located at the Student Center 239. One of my main job responsibilities is to help provide a safe living, learning atmosphere on this university campus. Well, how does that happen? I'll tell you how it happens. It happens with all of us coming together to help each other on this journey. With students, sometimes they get off track and they make mistakes, which means that it could be an issue through the police department with the police report. It could mean classroom behavior through the faculty, through a classroom situation. It can mean just having a hard time mentally. With COVID on the horizon and all of the things that we went through, many students don't realize that we have services here at ULM, and a lot of those reports are routed right through this office and student services. One of my job responsibilities is to summons those students, help them get back on their way. I work very closely with UPD when there's a welfare concern, with Karen Foster in the counseling center. We sit down with a student, we talk to them, and we try to come up with an action plan to assist them so that they can get back on the path so that they will have academic success. We also have a committee that monitors these students in the event that it becomes more serious. Sometimes this monitoring takes place once a month. Sometimes it goes on for more than a year. We really work very hard. There's a number of professionals that serve on this committee. And most of the students, I would say, go ahead and complete school successfully. On the other side of that, of course, I do focus on the behavioral side of working with those students. And regardless of their condition. Then we have students that break the law. And in the Code of Student Conduct, we have a code that says an act or attempted act that, or a commission of act that, I'm sorry, an act or a commission of an act, regardless if they were found responsible in a court of law or not, just the act or attempted act of breaking the law results in a violation. So if we have students that are breaking the law, not only does that go through UPD, but that also goes through this office. We handle all the cheating and plagiarism cases. We maintain files up to 7 years. Some of the more severe cases, disciplinary cases, we maintain indefinitely. We have an online Maxient system. It's a reporting system. So anytime that any of the faculty, staff, or university community sees a student that they are concerned with, they can go to the welfare concern, if you'll see it on the PowerPoint, and report this. If it should be a student that is concerned with another student, they can report it. They don't even have to leave their name. If we receive a report on a student, then we're going to summons that student, and we're going to meet with that student and try to help or assist that student in every way possible. Additionally, we have a hazing reporting form. This is also a form that students, faculty, or staff can use to report any acts of hazing, any concerns. And then we have the general complaint form, which I'm not sure if I can click on this or not. No, it's not going to allow me to do that. But this complaint form, if you look at A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, all of those are different forms. All of those are handled in different ways. It could be the general incident form. This could be from a student that's having trouble with another student. This is a means for them to report it and let me look into it. It could be, something like stalking or somebody bothering them or somebody that won't leave them alone. That's where I come in. That's where I try to head these situations off. We have the residential life incident form, incidents that happen in residential life. That's where that is reported. The academic integrity or classroom disruption form, that is used by the faculty and the professional programs. We have sexual misconduct, which that is routed to Trina Landrum, our Title IX coordinator, and to me as well, because I am the assistant Title IX coordinator. Then we have, of course, what I mentioned a little bit earlier. It's the hazing reporting form, and then the welfare form, and then the online security threat reporting form. All these forms are convenient. They can be done online. Once I receive that report, then at this time we're doing video conferencing. I meet with a student via Zoom, and at the convenience of the student, we schedule appointments and talk about the Code of Student Conduct. But basically, all of this information is listed in the student handbook, and I'm here available if any department, faculty, or academic or students need us.
Thank you. Our next speaker is going to be our Director of University Police, and we know him as Chief.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, I'm Tom Torgrosa, the Director of University Police, and walking around campus this afternoon and this morning, we saw a lot of the new kids showing up for school, and it's just a breath of fresh air, and how exciting it is to get the year started. We're coming off of this COVID thing, and all of the kids are showing up, moving in, parents with them, kind of like little ants scurrying around, and it was really exciting for, I think, all of our guys and girls that work over here to be able to get out and chat with them. I'm going to limit what I'm going to talk about today to actually 3 points. One of them is the ULM Safe App. It houses our emergency notifications, our timely warnings, and it gives us, the students and our faculty and our staff and our visitors, access to the police 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. On the right-hand side of the screen here, you can see a couple of links, and the one that I'm gonna reference you to is going to be www.ulm.edu ENS, Emergency Notification Systems, and you can go to that app, to that website, and actually download the app. The second one is probably our most popular amongst the students, is our parking management. It's something that we deal with pretty much 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you go to the app on the side that says the ulm.edu parking, and it's on the screen now, it'll take you to all of the information that you need to have and to answer all of your questions that you have about parking. We deal with permits. You purchase the permits separate from UPD, and you are given a permit from UPD, which assigns a parking on the permit to a specific vehicle, and that vehicle is registered to a specific person. And we talk about parking in the wrong zones or not parking your vehicle where you're supposed to, you're inevitably going to get a parking citation. We handle those at UPD. It's attached to your Banner account, and it's almost automatic. So if you get a ticket at 1 o'clock this afternoon, you'll know it at 1:01. And it'll allow you access to either pay the ticket or go to an appeals tab within the parking portal, and it will outline the steps that you have to follow in order to appeal your ticket to our appeals committee. The third thing, probably the one that's the dearest to our heart, is campus safety, and I wanted to save it for last. We kind of go by the motto of see something, say something. And last year, we were actually partnered with our student life and leadership and some discussions throughout the campus at different times. And we gave T-shirts to the students, and basically it had protect this house, and on the back it had see something, say something. Our students are definitely doing that. When they see something that they feel like is going to be a little bit questionable, they're calling UPD. Several ways that they can report is through a silent witness form. That is a form that goes straight to the chief's office, and they will be investigated. And the third one is the anonymous tips through the ULM Safe app. So those are the 3 points that I really wanted to talk about today. And we are looking for a great semester and glad the students are back.
Thank you. Next up, we have our director of our career center here on campus, and that is Christian. And she is going to be able to share with you what happens as you navigate through campus, especially in the midst of COVID, some of the activities that they have prepared that you'll be able to participate in virtually. Kristen?
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Dr. Fields. So I'm excited to talk about the Career Center and what we can do to help students at all levels. So I'll start by saying there is a common misconception that students should not come see us until their junior and senior year, when in fact that is not true. So they definitely should start out their freshman year. You know, they don't have a lot to go on their resume yet, but we can help them in understanding what they can do to get that resume started. And also, you know, students, they may not know what they want to major in, or they may have several majors they're interested in, but they're not sure what they can do with that major, what type of job they can get, what type of industry they can go into. And so that's where our career coaching comes in hand. And then you'll see what can I do with this major and our Focus 2 assessment. So these are resources we have in place to help them navigate, instead of just saying, well, what are you interested in? They can take the Focus 2 assessment and it tests them on their values, their interests, their academic strengths. And based on each assessment, it will match them to ULM majors. And then from that point, it will tell them, if you major in this, here are the different occupations you can get within those majors, and are these occupations in demand, and what does that demand look like in the future? So there's a whole lot of navigating there and making that decision. I personally think every freshman should go through that, even if they're dead set on, oh, I want to be a pharmacist or I want to be a nurse. Well, that it's not like Grey's Anatomy. So let's go ahead and set that up front, and have them do that assessment and just kind of look at different things. And again, that's where that career coaching comes in. Also the resume writing, that goes hand in hand with the career coaching as well. We do a lot of resume reviews. And resumes, they can be, and mock interviews. They don't have to be for jobs. They can be, we'll talk about student life and leadership and organizations. With some organizations, especially if they want to take on a leadership role, they're going to have to go through an interview process more than likely. So they may need a resume for that. They certainly will have to go through an interview. So we help with that. Again, it doesn't have to be for a job. Our pre-professional programs, particularly in the health sciences, pharmacy and nursing. I know social work, I went through that program in undergrad. You have to go through an interview process. So we can help them, whether it's workforce related or it's program or organization related, we can help them with that. Okay, so LaShawn, I know, is on the line. She is my handshake guru. I hope that on her resume she actually has that title so that she can, I never want her to leave me, but if she does one day, she definitely needs to have that title on her resume. But I'm going to hand it off to her and let her talk about Handshake real quick.
So real quick, for the students who don't know what Handshake is, it is our new job board platform. That is where you go to search for jobs and internships. They have probably reached about 500,000 employers that are connected with Handshake to activate your account. Obviously, that's free for you and it's free for employers. So that's really exciting to be able to have that as a part of our office. Please make sure that you pay attention to all communication that we send out to you about Handshake. I know you get a lot, but this year, what we're changing this year is that because of COVID-19, our fall career fair will be virtual only. So that means that Handshake is hosting that career fair. And so you'll need to activate your account and get your profile set up and completed. So I've already sent out notification in your email. If you just search my name, LaShawn Smith, you will find that information. Please reach out to us if you have questions about that. I am more than happy to do any type of workshops for your RSOs as well if you're interested in that. So please make sure you reach out. But at Handshake, they pretty much market it as like a LinkedIn for college students. And that is kind of the new thing where employers are looking to post for jobs for college graduates and current students.
Thank you.
Thank you, LaShawn.
Before we go any farther, we do have a very important person on with us, and that's our interim president, Dr. Lidoff. And so if he would just say hey, or just wave to us, because there are a number of students that are on. So Dr. Lidoff.
How are y'all doing? So how many students do we have on?
Can we see the number of students, Emily?
Looks like 10 or 12.
Yeah, it's at least 10 to 12. I can't tell for sure.
Yeah, but it had, yes. If not more, it may be a little bit more because there are only 11 of us.
Well, good.
Yes.
Well, good. A lot of good information, and looking forward to the semester starting. So looking forward to seeing all of the students next week, this weekend and next week.
Thank you. Okay. And we will continue with our next presenter. We have a very unique area on campus, and that is our analysis lab. And basically, Ms. Terry Lancaster is going to share with us a little bit about that. I don't know if all of our students are familiar with this, but I think it's very important because it is also our extension into our community, and it's very important to our university. So Terry, do you mind sharing with us?
Sure, and I'm excited to be able to do that in this forum. So the lab was established in 1979, and right now we're located on the first floor of the Chemistry and Natural Science building. So if any of you students or faculty, staff are ever this way, stop by and I'll give you a tour and I'll tell you a little bit more in detail about what we do and show you around the lab. We're the only accredited environmental lab in Northeast Louisiana. And we have a very, speaking of diversity, we have a very diverse clientele. We do work for individuals, municipalities. There's a lot of industries around Northeast Louisiana that we do work for. We also have several contracts with state and federal agencies such as DEQ. We test the water quality from bayou to seared. So we work closely within EPA guidelines. And what we do is what our title says. We are an environmental analysis lab, so we try to keep the environment, protect the environment. During the COVID, we were declared an essential business. So we never did close. We remained open and operational. We definitely had to change some of the ways we did things. And by following the LDH guidelines, we maintained our current schedule and we were able to keep our clients, serve our clients and their needs. We will continue doing that with our students back on campus. We have student workers here also, and so we'll be happy to see them back, and we really need their help. They really do a lot to help keep us going. And yeah, so if any of you are ever this way, please stop by. We, I think, are the best kept secret on campus.
Thank you. Our next person is going to be Mr. Brandon Briscotta, and one of the things I will say about his area is he has something for everyone. So, Brandon.
Thank you, Dr. Fields. As Dr. Fields said, we do have something for everyone. The Department of Recreational Services is housed in the ULM Activity Center. We also, what some people may not know is we are also in charge of the University Park, which is a 4-field complex located on the backside of campus behind ULM baseball and now ULM golf. But as you can see from our slide, we are one of the campus leaders in student employment. We employ approximately 90 student workers a semester through intramurals, wellness, and our general recreational areas. Our intramurals is our kind of our flagship over here, and in a typical year, we'll offer 30 single-day events, plus all of our team sports: basketball, flag football, softball, soccer, and volleyball. We also house our wellness program, which offers personal training, group exercise classes, body composition, and measurement. This, I might add, the group exercise classes, the single-day intramural events, body composition and measurement, nutrition, nutritional plans, and of course, entry is all covered under, is free to students, I should say. So all you have to do is come in and set up an appointment. Personal training is an additional cost only because of the additional time and effort it takes to put in that personal one-on-one services. I'm going to go over a lot. I'm just going to go over my slide real fast, and then we're going to jump back to our website. We also, one thing that people don't understand is we have an indoor track. Upstairs, 6.5 laps is a mile. We offer basketball, volleyball. We have racquetball. We have ping pong. We have weightlifting. We have cardio equipment. We also have a state-of-the-art plug-and-play gaming lounge with 3 70-inch TVs. You bring your Xbox. Students can bring Xboxes, Nintendo Switches, Sony PlayStations. They plug them in the wall, and they're off and running. Also, our TVs are able to function as that you can connect your computer to them. Any student can, any staff member can that's a member of the Activity Center, and work on PowerPoints, work in groups. In fact, Student Affairs has been able to socially distant meet in our gaming lounge. So there's plenty of room to spread out, and especially in this day and age with social distancing being enforced. One thing is very new. We opened it probably a month before we closed for COVID, is our food pantry. This is available to all students. Every single student that is enrolled in ULM it can come and use this. We can, you have 1-page thing to fill out, and we can get you set up. We have a shipment coming in tomorrow for those that would like to help unload or visit the pantry. Emily, if you could take us to our ulm.edu. Thank you. And if you'll see right here, we have all of our fees listed, all of our wellness. If you click on Group X right there, we have our schedules all linked into the website. You can certainly see we are currently hiring any Group X instructors that are looking to make a little extra money. We also have our description for all of our classes that we offer. And then our personal training info. So all of this is easily found on our website. And one thing I might add, with all of our COVID protocols and everything being updated, we have tried to narrow it down between our 3 or 4 departments within our group. Our activity center general is all listed. Masks are required. So all those things, if you're not sure if you can walk in the activity center and what you need to do, we're taking temperatures. Right now our summer hours are listed, but we will be open 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Friday, and 1 to 5 on Saturday and Sunday. So we will go back to our typical normal hours. This will allow for folks to come in and spread out to get their workout in, as there will be max participants in each of our rooms, which are listed on our doors. I'd like to close with, for our faculty and staff that are on this call, there are memberships available to you guys. They have guys and girls. It is $15 per month. You can pay that by check or debit, or you can do a payroll deduct. That's something that we offer for all active and retired ULM faculty and staff. So student, yours is covered in your student fees. So just bring your ID and your mask, and we'd love to see you. We are really excited to have y'all for Move-In Mania, and we hope to see y'all soon.
Thank you. So there's a poll that will launch in a few seconds, and we just need you to complete that poll. If you are a ULM student, just let us know. We're going to keep moving as the poll is being completed with our Director of Counseling, and that is Ms. Karen Foster. Is Karen on?
Dr. Fields, she was having an issue. She texted me. She was trying to find another computer to get logged on.
Okay.
It locked her out.
Okay. Emily, can you just go to her video, please? The video with the health center and the counseling center. Emily, we don't have any volume on our end.
In common areas and practice social distancing. Students that have prolonged exposure to someone with COVID-19 and are experiencing the following symptoms should contact the clinic for testing. Call 342-1651 for testing. The COVID-19 test we use in the clinic takes 2 to 4 days for results to return. The rapid test available in the community has results returned in 1 hour, will require an additional follow-up test for a negative test result. We are following CDC and Louisiana Department of Health guidelines, which may change frequently during the upcoming semester. Follow-up telemed visits conducted by the clinic are provided to assess for appropriate release back to class after quarantine or testing.
Hi, I am Karen Foster, the director of the ULM Counseling Center. In the event of a positive COVID test, the Counseling Center will be contacted. We will contact your academic dean to work with your faculty members to ensure you are able to continue making progress towards your degree. The Counseling Center is aware of the significant impacts COVID-19 may have on student emotional well-being and mental health. We remain fully committed to serving students as the university plans for the safe return to campus. Staff members are providing counseling services from the Counseling Center, though no visitors are allowed in the building at this time. Care will be provided for ongoing clients students newly seeking treatment through telecounseling services. These services will be delivered by Zoom or telephone appointments. The Counseling Center maintains the following hours of operation: Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. until 5 p.m., and Friday, 7:30 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. Students who would like to initiate treatment and or schedule an appointment should call the Counseling Center during normal business hours at 318-342-5220. During business hours, crisis support is available to any student by calling 318-342-5220. After normal business hours and on weekends, students experiencing a crisis can request emergency counseling services by contacting University Police at 318-342-5350. UPD will notify a counselor of the need for their services. For our clients' convenience, we have forms available for online completion and submission. Clients will receive instruction on which forms to complete at the time they schedule their appointment.
Thank you. Our next speaker is a person that I'm sure many of you are familiar with, and that's going to be our Director of Event Services, Ms. Chrissy Autang.
Sorry, coming.
All right. Hey, everyone. As Dr. Fields said, I'm Chrissy Otan. I'm the Director of Event Services here at ULM. And I would have to start off by just reiterating what Tom said a little bit earlier, just that I was taking a golf cart ride along campus earlier today, and it was so nice and refreshing to see people, students and parents, and getting to talk, of course, at a distance, but still just getting to see people. It's exciting. So our Department of Event Services, as you can see on the screen, includes Value Point Student Event Center, the Terrace, which is the 7th floor of the library, the Hangar, which is the 2nd floor of the sub, the Student Center, the University House, and the Delano House, which are 2 residential houses on campus that we help manage. For students and faculty and staff alike, if you need to get in touch with us about having an event at one of our facilities, you can visit our website at thatulm.edu/event services. There you can fill out a reservation form, which will get to our office and we'll check availability for you to make sure the day and time you need is available. As always, we're on staff ready to help you with anything you need as far as running events or getting events set up and things of that nature. Of course, with everything going on right now, we're under a 50-person maximum at our event centers, which is kind of sad because we absolutely love having people in and having events and things of that nature. But we're here to serve you this fall. If you do have an event with 50 or less people that you need to have, we would definitely love to hear from you and help you out with that. Hopefully in the near future, we'll be able to go back to bigger capacities and be able to serve even more students, faculty and staff, and the community as well. Just kind of a side note, since we are a little slower on in this area because of the inability to have the big events like we've had in the past, our staff, myself, my 2 assistant directors, and our student workers will be staffing the Sub and Schultz cafeteria this fall to help take temperatures, do a little quick mask check, and to make sure that we're staying within the appropriate numbers in each of those facilities. So we're looking forward to that because obviously we love people. We love the students here and the faculty and staff here, and we love interacting with them. So this is going to give us an opportunity to do that. So we look forward to seeing everybody starting Monday.
Thank you. So now this is an area that I'm sure that is very important to our students, and that's going to be student life and leadership. And so Emily Essex will tell us a little bit about that area.
Hey everybody. So basically, you know, our job is students, and everything that we do focuses around what students are, their experience on campus, but as well just while they're in college. And obviously with not having students, you know, being able to be face-to-face, it makes our job challenging, but it's allowed us to be very creative in what we've tried to kind of roll out. We've actually, and I'll go to it real quick. So we've actually created a 2-week of week of welcome. And Joel, if you want to hop around real quick. So Joel Sinclair, he's our coordinator of campus activities. And this is basically going to be our schedule for the week. And Joel's going to kind of give you a little rundown on some of the things that we've kind of changed up a little bit and maybe some of our guidelines and whatnot for activities.
Mm-hmm. Can I switch you?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, so I sent the week 1 and week 2 schedules of Week of Welcome to all the directors. If there's anyone that has not received it and would like it, I can certainly send it to you guys. But we are super excited to do 2 weeks of Week of Welcome, of course, keeping, you know, free fun food as some of our priorities. But number one, of course, that we all know of is keeping our students safe through the current climate of higher education and just life in general. And it was brought to me that from Camille Career that he wanted to see 2 weeks of Week of Welcome so that if a student can't attend something, they do have another chance, students in pre-professional programs. So we really, for the last few months, have been racking our brains to make sure that the schedule is entertaining, inclusive, and gives students plenty of opportunities to show up and have a good time. And that's really our main focus through all this. For sure, there's going to be, if you refer to schedule, there is going to be free food every day in Bayou Park. The BCM will be doing a lunch in the second week. It'll be at their building just so they can get their program off on the right foot. We do have a nice little mix of face-to-face and virtual events, as y'all can see on the schedules. Week 1 is for sure a lot more packed. Week 2, we definitely fit some stuff in, but we feel like it's overall very balanced. We really like the color scheme going on with the idea of coming back with a bang. So we will have this firework theme design. We're also going to have a firework display following the Student Life Pep Rally and SGA Cookout on Wednesday, the 19th. So I'm really excited to take on a new challenge like bringing fireworks to campus, something we haven't seen in a long time. But overall, if y'all have any sort of questions, concerns, feedback, whether it's positive or negative, definitely shoot it my way, because this will aid me in the process moving forward with my students to ensure that we bring the best activities to campus. And like I said earlier, keeping people safe. And like Emily said as well, it's been very challenging for us, but you know, adjusting and adapting is something that we do very well, especially with my students in the Campus Activities Board. And I could not be more proud of them currently with all the hard work and effort that they've put in, and they've made my job easy, challenging, and we're all learning new things in this process. So like I said, if y'all have not received the week 1 and week 2 schedules for Week of Welcome, please let me know. I can send that to y'all pretty easily, but we're very excited to kick off the semester with a bang. And I say this to myself all the time, that, you know, the first couple weeks of school, we're kind of like the guinea pigs. We don't really know how events are going to happen, you know, how they're going to turn out, what our attendances are going to be like. But just be rest assured that we're doing our best to make sure that we have the best kickoff to the semester possible. Thank y'all.
Okay, real quick, I'm gonna go back to the website just so you guys can see. What I've tried to do and focus on the last couple of weeks is just trying to make our website conducive for all students to be able to find as much information as possible, especially with the COVID and the plans that are going around on campus. And so we've put together an area where it's going to basically give you all the information so far that's on the website, and it just puts it into one area. But then also, if you notice on the left-hand side, all of these different areas, this is basically going to give you all the different avenues that we have that's under our department. You know, and the thing about it is again, our vision hasn't necessarily changed for the department. It's just going to look a little different for you guys and what, you know, the students may be used to, but it's going to have the same concept, like Joel said, free food, fun. But then again, we're also going to throw some leadership things in there, as well as some workshops and whatnot. But back to the PowerPoint. This is stressful, by the way, having to go. So, so basically, just a few of the bullet points that we have. You know, we want to make sure that we're connecting all our students in a virtual space by offering, you know, some Zoom tutorials. And we're going to go through some different informational videos that our department will do, as well as CAB and SGA in our Greek life area. But we want to just always maintain the interaction with the students, whether it be through Zoom or, you know, face-to-face and on campus as well. We want to make sure also that we give the students an opportunity or an area to be able to continue to, you know, meet on with their RSOs and whatnot. We have a conference room that's set up to where they can do that, you know, in a closed-in area where they can have they can still continue to have their meetings and whatnot. But real quick, Megan's on here as well, and she is over all of our recognized student organizations. And we've actually put out some new guidelines and whatnot for the RSOs to basically go by with their activities and meetings and events and whatnot. So Megan, if you want to, if there's anything specific that you would like to just throw in there real quick on that. I know we don't have much time.
Yeah, so we actually just had a Q&A with our student organizations. Some advisors and some student leaders were on this afternoon earlier. We got a lot of good questions about what it's going to look like as far as our guidelines during the pandemic for our organizations, but we're taking every precaution possible for them to remain safe, but also function at the highest capacity possible. So our goal is to encourage them to keep, you know, holding their events, whether they be changed to virtual events or not, and we're making sure that they have all the resources available to do that. So yeah, like Emily said, things are going to look a little differently, but that's just because priority is our number one, safety is our number one priority at this point. But we're working with our organizations very carefully and very efficiently to make sure that they can function with these new guidelines.
And the last thing that I would like to add, we're actually going through recruitment right now with our Greek life. Everything is being done virtually, as well as the first few weeks of school, we're actually going to have a virtual browse where our RSOs will be able to virtually promote their organizations. And the way we're going to do it, rather than having them all at one time, we're going to split them off into categories that they are established in Wingspan. And that way the students will know each day what sort of RSOs will be actually virtually meeting that particular day. So I believe that's all for us for now.
Thank you. Our next slide is referencing residence life and housing. We know that our director of residence life and housing is busy. They're onboarding probably about 300 students that are coming to campus on today. So there's a plethora of information here in regards to residence life and housing. If anyone has any questions, I'm sure that Mr. Tommy Walpole will be able to answer those for us, and he may talk to us a little bit about this and then go into his slide.
Certainly, Dr. Fields. My name is Tommy Walpole. I'm the Executive Director of Auxiliary Enterprises at ULM, and that constitutes a whole lot of areas. Housing would be handled by Teresa, but she is at the Activity Center. The most time a student is looking for our office is to turn in an off-campus housing app. So we're known for off-campus housing. So we're in Sandal 387. We've got everything ready for Res Life. We have student groups that are moving in today that have a responsibility of a scholarship or job or band for performance and those kind of things. And we'll open up the residence halls this Friday and Saturday. Friday is our returning students. Saturday is our new to campus, first time on campus students. And we're excited about opening up the residence halls. We have had them specially treated in preparation for your arrival. And we would ask that everyone that's coming in, moving in, to bring only 2 guests with them to assist them with moving in. And if you have any questions, please, we'll be at the Activity Center all day Friday and all day Saturday, or you can email Teresa at her email address or mine.
Thank you. Auxiliary services, enterprises.
There we go.
Yes.
The other areas that we handle are the dining services. We're responsible for all meals and food on campus. That includes the 2 pods, so in the library, Starbucks, Schultz, and the Student Union building. That's run by Aramark. We're responsible for the bookstore, which is a Barnes & Noble bookstore, the copy center and the post office, and they're located in the bottom of the Student Union building. The WIDS office, Warhawk ID, known as WIDS. And if you haven't gotten your ID yet because we didn't have prep in person, face-to-face, please make sure that if you're local, you've come by and gotten that done. If you're outside the area, you received an email last week on how to upload a photo, and we'll have that ID ready for you. Warhawk Express card, of course, which is part of your ID. It's where you can load money. You can use the washers and dryers on campus. There's about 20 or 30 businesses off campus that accept the Warhawk Express. And then again, of course, off-campus living. If I can give one piece of advice to all of our students and any parent that may be listening, is to always check your Warhawk's email address. As long as you're enrolled at ULM, you should check it once a day. That's fall break, that's Thanksgiving, that's Christmas, that's over the summer. Emailers are constantly going to your Warhawk's email address. And for example, off-campus housing, we send those deadlines 4 or 5 times a semester to your email address. And we link the off-campus housing guidelines with that. And it never fails. We'll get a student who'll come in and say, I missed the deadline and no, I haven't checked my email. So I would advise you to check your email. Athletics send stuff through email. Dining specials go through email. Bookstore sales go through email. I know Joel and Emily's group will send reminders on stuff through the Warhawk email. So I would advise you to please be checking that on a daily basis. Again, we're in Sandal Hall. Our phone number and email is listed on this slide. It is also posted on our door if you come by and we're not here. And we're looking forward to seeing everybody Friday and Saturday. We're excited to open the residence halls, open the dining facilities back up. It's going to be kind of a learn as we go, though we're prepared for your visit. It's going to be a learning experience for all of us. We appreciate your patience in advance when Chrissy's group is checking your temperature and making sure you have the mask on, and we stop you at Schultz or the sub. It's for your safety and ours, and we just appreciate your support in that area.
Thank you. So at this time, what we will do is look at, well, yes, we do have a survey for those students who are on to take, and you may do that. It is going to be in your Wingspan, but also right before we close, I would like for you to look at the slides that are on the website for students as they are returning to campus to communicate exactly some of the protocols that we'll be looking for. So we're just going to direct you to where this information is. We will not go through all of those slides with you, but there are communications there for you as you enter back to campus. If you're still with questions about what are the protocols, how do I do this, what do we need to do, and these things are related to COVID-19, and they can be found under the COVID-19 update. So as we prepare for all of our students to come back to campus, and we're very excited that some are here, and we're looking forward to those of you who are not here to return. There is information on the website for you. We will, I think this session was recorded, and so we will have this posted somewhere near the Student Affairs website, and I'm sure each department will have it posted on their website as well for information for you as you move forward to onboarding back for the fall semester. I want to thank all of the participants for coming on today, and I hope that all of the students who have been on did gain some information. If any of you have any questions, you may place those in the chat box and we can do that, or if you would like, you may just unmute yourselves and we'll take a few minutes to take any questions that someone may have. Are there any questions?
I have a question. I'm guessing it'll be with food services. Will the sub be up and working this fall semester? And if so, will all the vendors be there, or how will that be working?
Good question. The Student Union building opens Friday and Saturday with Grillworks only. That's normal operating procedure for a regular move-in. The sub opens full on Monday. All restaurants in the Student Union will be open. We'll practice social distancing. We'll ask you to be wearing your mask when you're away from your table and eating your lunch or whatever. But every concept will be open. We've reduced the capacity in the sub and in Schultz dining by 50%. And we're just asking again for everyone's patience. But yes, good question. Everything will open.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a question with regards to the virtual browser, the Bayou. I was trying to get more information to get some clarity on that and see how that would actually, I guess, go about.
From the RSO's perspective, I don't know if you're a member of an organization currently or if you're interested in browsing as a potential member, but we are unrolling information this week and next to the organizations to sign up for that browse. It'll be held through Wingspan, which is our platform for our student organizations. And then once we have all the organizations signed up, we'll send that information out in a very detailed email to the entire student body so that you'll know exactly how to access it, what days and what times. But it will be all virtual online, and it will be throughout the week broken up into categories. You'll be able to visit in separate rooms with organizations so you can ask questions about joining their organization and have, I hope that answers kind of your question. We're unrolling information over the next 2 weeks, but it will be held probably the 3rd or 4th week of school after Week of Welcome wraps up.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any questions from our students or anyone that we have visiting with us on today? No further questions from anyone? Going once, going twice, last time. If there are no other questions, again, we do thank you for joining us. And yes, do we have something? Oh, someone's clapping. Okay, thank you. So we do thank you for joining us. And if you do have any questions of any of us, please feel free to contact us. You may go to our websites or you may send us an email, or there's a ULM directory when you log into the ULM page. And so you may also contact us through there. So thank you again for joining, and we are glad to come to you, and we are going to continue to magnify Warhawk student life. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.